All right, guys, for our next card, we're going to need our next double set of cards, actually. We're going to need a couple different pieces of cardstock. First of all, you're going to take this printed piece and we're going to cut it down. Let me grab my paper trimmer. So we're going to cut this down to be 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Let me just double check that. Yep. So 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And actually I want to cut that off the top so that the bottom I can see. Okay, so there's that piece. And then we're also going to take a piece of this printed paper, and we just need a 3 by 3 inch square of the pretty side here, like so. All right, we're also going to need to die cut the following pieces. I need one of each bear in Whisper White. I need the church steeple, 3 of them in Whisper White, and then the background of the church, 1 of those in Whisper White. Okay, so let's take all those pieces together and create our card. So first off, we're going to do the really simple, easy one first. We're going to take this beautiful piece of printed paper, which I just love, and we're just going to add these cute little bears to it because they're just so cute. And I'm going to take my dimensionals and just put a couple behind Mama Bear, and then either a mini dimensional or trim down a dimensional to be just a little smaller for that little baby bear. So stinking cute. Okay, then we'll just kind of set them into this beautiful printed paper scene, winter scene. So they just kind of fit right in there, like so. Isn't that cute? We'll take our sentiment that we used on our last card. I gotta clean it off quick because it's full of red ink. And we're gonna stamp that in Night of Navy on this paper. And then we're gonna mount that to that layer of Whisper White. So I'll just stamp Season's Greetings right there. And then we've got our Whisper White layer that we'll go ahead and adhere this to. And then finally, I'm just going to add a little bow of my baker's twine at the top. And it's a really simple card, so cute. You could also do this with the deer if you wanted to change it up. I love that polar bear. I will tell you though, this ink takes a minute to dry on the printed paper. And so I have smeared it ever so slightly with my fingers. So just give it a minute to dry or heat it with your heat tool. It will just prevent it from smearing. I would say just let it dry for a minute because you don't want the heat tool to warp it. Okay, so I'll just pull these ends. And then I've got this cute little bow at the top. And then we'll pop this up on our Seaside Spray card base. So really, really sweet card, I think. Also, I think this would make a super cute card for a new mom who has a baby in the winter. Don't you think that would be sweet? Okay, now our alternative version is also really fun, but it's completely different. This is going to be for a winter wedding. So that's why we die cut those pieces for the church. There we go. So cute. Okay, so for our winter wedding, what we're going to do is take these pieces and glue them together. We did 3 so that it would be kind of dimensional. All right, so once again, I'm going to use my glue and my sponge, and I'm just going to take and put glue on the back of 2 of these and then position them right together, right on top of each other, lined up. And what that does is it creates a more dimensional piece to really kind of stand out from the base of the church. This will all make sense here in a second. Whoops. So we'll just stick those together. And now this is almost like a cardboard cut piece, you know, so it's a little thicker. And then we'll just attach that. I just did the lower portion. And we're going to attach it to the base of the church. Like so. Okay, isn't that nice? So now you've got kind of a sturdier piece for your church. Okay, we're going to set that aside for a moment. So I'm going to take my other piece of Whisper White, and I have pre-die cut out the snow globe from here. I'm also going to take that piece of printed paper, and that's going to go right behind here. And then I'm going to add the church right on top. So isn't that pretty? Now, you can use your snow globe here, or you can use the window sheet. Okay, and I did it again. Darn it all. I need to do the top portion first. Gosh. Think before you pull off adhesive, Ella or Dina. Goodness gracious. And I just called myself Ella. That'd be my daughter. I'm really impressing people, myself especially today. Goodness. Okay, stop talking, Dina. All right. So I've got my snow globe in. All right. And what I'm going to do is kind of see where I want this church to be on my printed paper, and about there is fine. We'll glue this on right there. And because this is a wedding card, we want it to be special. So we'll add some of the pretty little, these have a little bit of static on them. So a tip for that is to take your embossing buddy and just touch your fingers. And did you see how it fell right off? That works. Okay, so we'll sprinkle some of this goodness right on top. And just like before, we'll close this up like we did on the last one. And I just want to make sure my church is on there straight, okay? And once again, we'll burnish those edges so it adheres nicely. I've also die cut, I hope, I thought. Maybe I didn't. I think I need to die cut. I need to die cut one more piece. I'll be right back. All right, I've got my base die cut, and then I'm just going to tie on some of my baker's twine around the base. And if you don't want to mess with this, you can certainly just glue dot the bow on like we did before, but I think it's kind of a fun and fancy touch to do it like this. So I'll just wrap this around and give it a cute little bow. Okay. Just trim the ends off of that. And then once again, we'll pop this up onto our card, and then we'll adhere it to our coordinating card base. And this makes just a wonderful wedding card. My sentiment, by the way, is from the stamp set Special Celebrations. And this is, we're going to use this on another card too. And I like this because it's got inside sentiments and outside sentiments. So that's great. All right. Once again, we'll adhere this. And so you have a really beautiful card for a wonderful winter wedding. And I just think it's so cute. And then, of course, our other card was that one.